Kenya. These games will kick off at exactly 2 o'clock. So if you are still outside, you can make your way into the arena. We are about to start in a few minutes. We're going to announce the starting lineups of the two teams. So if you are not inside yet, please make your way into the arena, because you will not be allowed to walk around between the games while the games are in progress.
Yes, welcome back to the Dome here in SWAKOPMUND for the second semi-final of the African Netball Cup 2024. It is a Uganda versus Malawi, a clash between two powerhouses in African netball. These teams met earlier in the group stages. No, they didn't. They were in opposite stages. Opposite groups.
Oh, yes.
Where Uganda came out on top, that is in Group 2, and Malawi came second in the opposite group. Runners up to South Africa. But today is a fresh start with everything on the line. A spot in the semi-final needs to be decided on this court right now. Joining me is Sharon, a netball expert and former player.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And hey, this is going to be a technical battle. And now we have the Uganda lineup as well. A goalkeeper is Muhammad, goal defense, Farida, wing defense, Gloria coming in there, center, Margaret, wing attack, we have Joyce there, goal attack, Irene, and goal shooter, we have Sherlock. And of course, the coach behind this amazing team is Mr. James Nielsen, that will spearhead Uganda into this battle. Uganda has been consistent and clinical with the star player Mary Sherlock, and now also Malawi. Lineup there is goalkeeper Shabelle, and goal defense Marta, wing defense we have Grace, and center Lwazi Takondwa, and wing attack we have Tandi, goal attack we have Ethel, and goal shooter we have Tandai. And of course, the coach for this team is Mary Wire, a beautiful force here behind the magical team Malawi.
All right, Uganda has been consistent and clinical, and their star player, Mary Sherlock, leading the charge here for them. Malawi, however, is a resilient team that has never been counted out ever in any competition.
True.
They'll be looking to improve on their group stages performance and capitalize on an opportunity to give Uganda a run for their money.
Oh yes, it's definitely going to be a very, very hard battle here. South Africa comfortably sitting in the final already, waiting for this result. Do you have any expectations of this one?
Not really. Quite evenly matched, the two teams.
True that. So yes, if you're just joining us, we are at the lovely MTC at the Dome that is in the beautiful coastal town of SWAKOPMUND. It is day 5 and the second semi-finals here is the African Netball Cup. It's going to be a thrilling fight here between those two, and I'm definitely ready for all of it.
Yes, welcome folks to the highly anticipated semi-final clash. But before we dive into the action, let's take a moment and reflect on the highest upsets of the tournament. Zimbabwe, shocking defeat of Uganda.
That's right. When Zimbabwe took the court against Uganda, many expected Uganda to breeze through, but what we saw was a masterclass in determination and strategy from the Zimbabwean side. I'm leaving the fans and the analysts stunned, and I was shocked too. I had a time of my life throughout that game. It was really, really nice.
And you know, Uganda came into that match as heavy favorites, but from the very start, Zimbabwe set the tone with aggressive defense and completely threw Uganda off guard.
That's true.
And the Ugandans couldn't find their rhythm, especially in the shooting circle. And Zimbabwe didn't waste time, capitalizing on their mistakes.
Oh yes, and we're going to see more of that definitely. Teams trying to put those pressures in against each other also, and so much definitely going to happen as we see our match officials also getting ready there. It is Alsna van der Bergs from South Africa, Tarina Opperman from South Africa, and Tio, that is Molitsan from South Africa, match officials for the second semi-finals here at the African Netball Cup. The magical moment about to start. On the match official's whistle, and there we go.
Yes, and we are underway in this highly anticipated semi-final clash between Uganda and Malawi. The atmosphere is electric here at the Dome, especially after South Africa's impressive victory over Zimbabwe in the earlier match. South Africa showed why they are the force to be reckoned with, securing a dominant win. Now it's time to shift our focus, that is to this thrilling encounter to these two nations, and this is definitely a clash of the titans. That is Malawi and Uganda taking each other on here at the African Netball Cup 2024 edition, semi-final number 2.
Oh yes, and South Africa's victory has set the bar high, and both Uganda and Malawi will be feeling the pressure that is to match that intensity. Right from the start, Uganda has been on the front foot and pushing hard in the attack and moving the ball quickly. But Malawi now in their shooting circle, quickly taking that one as well.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to contain Mary Sherlock at the other end. That is what we are going to look for, and everybody's anticipating what is going to happen in that circle. Another turnover there by Uganda. The attack of Uganda has been brilliant, Sharon.
Yeah, definitely. I see the chemistry between the win attack, the goal attack, and the goal shooter of Uganda. You can see this players have been together in the national team as a whole for quite some time now. Definitely a lovely play to see between these two teams.
Well, Uganda has been known for their fluidity and attacking power, and they are showcasing it here. And their shooters are already looking sharp, and some beautiful feeds into the circle already. However, Malawi's defense providing that toughness and robustness early on, with some solid intercepts. That is what we're going to expect in this game.
That's
to
right.
break down the Uganda's rhythm. But that should happen outside of the circle, especially with Sherlock. And already, as I spoke, it happened.
That's right. He spoke too early, I guess, and it just came. So Malawi's defense has definitely been solid so far, and their ability to read the game and get those key intercepts is making it difficult for Uganda to convert their chances as well. Malawi also looking dangerous in attack. They're being patient with their build-up, but the Uganda defense is holding firm for now, and we are definitely going to see more of that throughout the 3 quarters that are still lying ahead as we just ended the first quarter.
Yes, definitely. So those that have just joined us, it is Malawi versus Uganda. Uganda in their traditional yellow, red, and black stripes, and then Malawi with the black and red stripes. Malawi playing from right to left, and Uganda from left to right on your screen. You're live on NBC2.
Some powerful colors there on the court, don't you think?
Yeah, what a combination. It looks like most African countries have red, but definitely the two countries are showing that they're here to play. And Mary, they taking a knock.
You can see her just holding her face there.
She got a slap.
Definitely got one there.
On the cheek. She should offer the other one, though.
Exactly.
Hey, that's what the Bible says.
That's what the Bible says, not you.
Okay.
All right. Now the match official just giving Malawi a penalty there. quick take. Now the defense of Uganda just trying to corner. That is the Malawian attack.
Well, the defense of that is Malawi, that is Grace. She's got 2 warnings throughout the tournament. She was sent off once.
That's right.
Or twice.
It was actually once for Mohammed, and the second one was for the wing defense. And now playing Grace as well. I mean, with 6 players on the court, they managed to win. So anything is possible.
They were having a comfortable lead
That's true.
During that match. But definitely a different match happening here at the Dome. It is Malawi versus Uganda. So it's not going to be that easy. It's 6 players against Uganda. So she better clean up her discipline in this match.
Oh, yes. I'm sure she had a good sleep over that. And definitely going to bring her A game. Malawi already starting strong in this first quarter already. 5 goals to 1. Sherlock coming out there, finding Irene. What a pass there into the shooting circle of Uganda. Sherlock comfortably sinking that one.
So Lwazi on center has been brilliant for them. Really bringing the ball up for them and working hard on defense as well for them.
And I think that is the responsibility of a center to create that space, to create the rhythm in the midcourt as well, and how the ball flows throughout the game. So Lwazi definitely has been incredible throughout the tournament.
Well, Malawi is having the lead right now. Uganda still need to find their feet. Very scrappy from them so far in this first quarter. But it's early. Some teams actually take a few minutes, you know, to just readjust themselves and find the rhythm and find the solutions.
Yeah.
As to other teams that can just, from get-go, already start pounding, you know.
Oh, yes. And I think the first 15 minutes of a game is always the 15 minutes that get you warmed up, get you focused, get you connected. And this is also the quarter I've seen that a few of the previous teams made a lot of changes in the first quarter as they saw that the dynamics of the team that they put on in the first 7 not working for them, but so far so good.
Well, Mary's just missed that ball. Very unorthodox from her to be doing that. We expect more from her, especially her caliber that she possesses.
Quick take a center by the Malawian players.
And, you know, Uganda can't afford another loss against Malawi here. It will affect their world rankings heavily, as they've already lost to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And narrowly beaten Namibia as well. Not so, it was a goal difference, but yeah. So it's definitely a game they need to win and make sure they're in the final, playing with South Africa, who is highly ranked than them. So at the moment, I think they need to step up, put another gear in, and reduce that deficit that Malawi has just put on them. It is a 4-goal difference now between the two.
Oh yes, and Malawi definitely also not sitting back and just allowing Uganda to be the giants that we all know them to be. And Malawi also fighting back from the start of this game. Sherlock just coming out there, finding Irene there in the baseline of the circle. Beautiful overhead pass there over the Malawian defense. Sherlock takes the shot and definitely sinks that for Uganda. You can see she has that game face on, already sweating with 7 minutes to go in this game. Definitely a high tempo game. The pace is high and everybody warmed up to have that comfortable seat in at the final as well.
Well, it's a little bit hot here at the coastal town of SWAKOPMUND. It's 62 degrees Fahrenheit. It's sunny, so obviously it is a little bit hot here, and we are going to expect players to sweat, but the netball is just as hot.
It's just as hot. It's firing here, it's electric. Comfortable sink there by the goal shooter of Malawi.
So Malawi maintaining that 4-goal deficit between them and Uganda, and Uganda definitely need to make sure they don't do more mistakes and stretch the lead.
Sherlock definitely coming out of that circle, a bump there to the center, and match official definitely
and that's what I just
that
spoke,
one.
Sharon. you know, you're 4 goals down and then you create a mistake like that, and now it's your center pass as well,
Oh, yes.
meaning the other team will take a center pass and take the lead up front.
Beautiful
Just
pass
look at
there.
that. Now they're leading by 5.
And Malawi definitely using their turnovers to their advantage.
Sherlock, they're looking a bit distrusted and they're not sure what the issue is. But it's the first quarter, so they can still catch up.
Oh, yes.
You know, you can catch up 10 goals in 5 minutes in netball.
Ooh, and we've seen it here,
Yes.
actually. We've seen it all here at the African Netball Cup. So much interesting things happening here, and so much more still to come. Match official.
Well, on the
Elva.
other court, we have Kenya and Namibia, the males, playing. Not on your screen right now. You can find it on Facebook, on African Netball's page, or Netball Namibia's page. The male team, Namibia versus Kenya, the host. They're playing on court 2. But for now, we are here with Uganda and Malawi taking each other on at the Dome.
Comfortable seat there by Sherlock. Now a quick center by Uganda. Both these teams are playing 3 games each in their pool, and now the 4th game. Do you think fatigue and is going to play a role in this game?
Definitely, mental strength is one of those that you need to work on, because the fatigue will start creeping in. So
True.
the fitter teams will be able to maintain, the intensity. And the worst part is that the higher we are going now to the semifinals and finals, the energy levels required is going to be phenomenal, because it's going to be fierce. It's a battle. It's a battle for supremacy.
Yes, I agree with that one. And you could see the endurance that is with the South African team. Definitely deserving to be sitting in the final with a very, very victorious win there over Zimbabwe. And now Malawi and Uganda fighting for that same position. Lwazi, what a beautiful take there on the top of the circle. Overfeed there over the defense of Uganda. Quick pass there between the 2 shooters of Malawi. That is Tandai and Ethel.
Well, the center there, Margaret of Uganda, very consistent player, has a lot of minutes under her belt in this competition. I haven't seen her on the bench though.
I haven't seen her too. She's phenomenal.
Very consistent when it comes to Uganda's attack. Hopefully she can make sure that they stay in the game. A contact there against the towering Mary. Must be intimidating to play against a player so tall.
It should be, but I mean, it should be also confidence boosting if you are going to tumble her down the floor like that. It just shows that you can. You can do a thing or two. Now Malawi just awarded a penalty there behind, outside the shooting circle.
So Malawi has stretched their lead now to 6 goals to difference. The score 11-6 in favor of Malawi. It is the first quarter. Still a couple of minutes left in this quarter. And definitely the coaches would want to talk, the Ugandan coaches would want to be talking to their team. That's Coach Nelson Bokere. He would want to, adjust a little bit some of the play and make sure they can get back in this one, because they don't want this match running away, especially moving now to the 2nd and 3rd quarter.
Oh yes, I agree with that one. Lwazi feeding it in there to the goal shooter Tandai, that wasted no time and sinks that one. Already sweaty and definitely warmed up here in the first quarter.
So Tawera there for Malawi, just doing the hard work for her goal shooter and just bringing up the ball and making sure the goal shooter gets all the balls from her. So Tendai is very comfortable knowing that the goal attack is going to bring up, Eto, not Tawera, Eto Gambi, who is the goal attack for Malawi. She's bringing up those balls so beautifully and making sure that her goal shooter Tendai has every opportunity. Lwazi, one of the experienced players though for Malawi.
Yes.
Having 2 World Cups behind her.
Oh yes.
Definitely the experience they need in that midcourt. No way they can start the match without Lwazi in that midcourt.
I think it's one of those players, once they're in the first 7, it builds a type of positivity amongst the team as well. You can see her having just a word or 2 there with her defense, just encouraging them or giving them a word or 2 instructions and hoping that they definitely keep the momentum. And we see a tactical change there by the Ugandan team.
Yes, we see changes there by Uganda. Definitely want to contain this onslaught of Malawi. As Malawi is leading 13 goals to 6, they need to find a way around this deficit that has now just grown into a 7-goal difference.
Now Uganda on the attack.
Well, the goalkeeper just forgot she's. It happened.
I thought my eyes were lying to me, but the goalkeeper clearly was in the center half of the court.
Yeah, it has been a great battle of attacking versus defending, with both teams creating opportunities, but finding the going tough. Uganda seems to be holding the upper hand in the beginning, but right now not anymore. But Malawi is capitalizing on every small mistake and keeping the scoreline the way it is.
Yes, that's right. This is turning into a tactical game. Both teams are playing at such a high level with little margin for error. And Uganda's goal attack is firing early on, but Malawi's goal defense is proving a tough nut to crack. And another sink there by the Ugandan attack team.
Yes, we are definitely having a thrilling quarter unfolding here as the first period comes almost to an end. Uganda not able to manage to get that edge they needed. But yes, that is the final whistle for the first quarter. The score is 14-8 in favor of Malawi, and Uganda having a lot to do when they come from the break.
It's been an exciting 15 minutes, and like my partner just let you know, we'll be back. That is with the second, the third, and the fourth.
On the male side, it is Kenya leading Namibia by 19 goals to 4, but also still in the first quarter, a lot of time to try to catch up. So anything can happen. If you just joined us, welcome. Please take a seat, make yourselves comfortable, and enjoy the netball with us. Malawi, 18 points 14 points.
And
to
here
8
we
over
go.
Uganda.
We are heading into the second quarter with Malawi leading Uganda 14-8. It is fascinating. It was a fascinating first 15 minutes in the first quarter, with Malawi taking control thanks to their solid defense and clinical finish. Uganda will need to regroup and come out strong in the next period if they want to close this gap.
That's right. Malawi has looked very composed so far, but Uganda won't go down without a fight. They've shown their attacking power and in the past matches, and we expected them to step up in this quarter. Both teams have a lot to prove, with South Africa waiting in the finals.
Exactly. The next 15 minutes will be crucial. Uganda needs to find a way to break down Malawi's defense while improving their shooting accuracy. It's a huge challenge, but the pressure is on.
It's going to be exciting second quarter. Both teams know what's at stake. Let's see if Uganda can adjust their game and mount a comeback, or if Malawi will continue to build on their impressive lead. Almost a lovely take there by the defense of Malawi, but comfortably finding Sherlock. There is the Uganda goal attack. Irene, I'm just giving a low 5 there just to say, well done, girl, you got this.
5 goals the difference between Malawi and Uganda. Malawi earlier on taking the lead, and Uganda need to now step up their game in order for them to come back in this one. But there's a mistake there, and those are the moments that define if you're going to go to the final or not.
Oh yes, and this is a do or die game. It's not just a quarter by quarter, but it's throughout the whole game, keeping that composure and keeping the pace, and all those instructions given by the bench and management. So we'll definitely be seeing a lot happening throughout this game. Now the match official just awarding Sherlock there with the penalty in the shooting circle. That sinks it.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff happening here at the Dome. If you're at home, please put on your pluckies and your shorties. Pluckies is what we say for flip-flops here
yes.
in Namibia. And come to the Dome and come enjoy some netball with us. As you can see, the stands are starting to get full.
Slowly
the host
but surely.
Namibia playing Zambia later on in the day.
For the 5th and 6th position.
Yes.
They're definitely going to come out in numbers. Now Lwazi taking the center, Malawi.
As you can see, the experience there from Lwazi, just doing a fake there on the defender and then making the pass.
A quick feed there into the shooting circle. What a beautiful quick take there.
The goal shooter of Malawi, quite soft still needs to learn the ropes of international netball, but she has been doing quite well in this tournament.
I must say, and she has really kept her composure and calmness there in the shooting circle, regardless of the pressure of the Ugandan defense as well. So definitely doing the most for her country as well.
I'm telling you, everybody there in Blantyre is probably holding their heads, hoping that they can maintain this cushion until the end for Malawi to go through to the final.
Now a lovely turnover in favor of Malawi. Lwazi speeding down that midcourt, making herself available, making sure that that ball travels as safe as possible. Just not finding her intended target as the center of Uganda comfortably takes that loose ball.
Yes, Margaret has done so much work for them, and it's so nice to see the consistency in her, keeping the midcourt very, very good, always attacking, always defending. So Margaret Bagala. But Malawi refuses to give up this lead.
Definitely also a bit of a struggle there with their ball passing to break through the defense of Uganda, but they're definitely swiftly doing so. And you can see the Uganda defense just tippy-toeing around the shooters of Malawi. And match official just making sure that all things laws of netball is definitely followed there in the shooting circle. Probably the most battle happening on the court.
So Mohammed there being penalized for using her knee. Very common thing by the defenders there. They push you with the knee forward. So the umpire quite vigilant. The umpire is from England. Oh, it's
Elsna, South Africa.
South Africa.
I'm just thinking that Mohammed now already getting a caution using her knee. Mohammed was one of the players that were sent off that is in their previous game for a little bit of too much aggressiveness on their defense. So definitely something that you would want to look at cleaning up already before.
She and Gloria,
oh
the
yes.
combination, they were sent off
Oh
during
yes.
the tournament. But they need to clean up their act,
True.
you understand?
Very true.
It's good to be aggressive, but you also need to keep the player's safety in your mind as well.
That's right.
For those viewers that have just joined us, it is the African Netball Cup 2024 female edition happening here at the Dome in SWAKOPMUND. It is Malawi in the red stripes, black and red stripes, and Uganda in the yellow stripes. Malawi leading 17-13 in the second quarter.
With Mary Wire being the coach of Malawi, what do you think if she actually manages to win this game? What do you think that will mean to her?
Well, it's a big boost because I think Malawi has taken a little bit of a dent, being Africa's most dominant, second most dominant team in the past. But lately, their performance hasn't been as in the past. So this would really be a booster for them. And, with the new faces that we are seeing in the Malawi squad, just building that confidence that they can play amongst the best as they used to. With the World Cup coming around the corner in 2026, we are expecting a lot of experimental teams being fielded by most of the coaches. Coach Nelson obviously also needs to readjust and see after losing to Zimbabwe as to how are they going to work around the edges and make sure that they're able to be more consistent.
Yes, and definitely avoid such a result at the end of the day. I'm Sherlock comfortably thinking that one, allowing Lwazi to take the Malawian center.
The next 15 minutes will be very crucial. Uganda needs to find a way to break down the Malawi defense while improving their shooting accuracy. It's a huge challenge, but the pressure is on.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting second quarter, that's for sure. Both teams know what's at stake. Let's see if Uganda can adjust their game and mount a comeback. But I trust and believe that Malawi is definitely going to fight throughout this quarter just to keep and build up on their impressive lead. Now we see just an injury there by the wing attack of Malawi, Tandi, and we see one of the managements just ripping off her position up, giving it to another player. Tactical change there, quickly happening, but we'll definitely soon commence with our game.
She's really been effective on the attack for Malawi. Sad to see that she picked up that injury. I hope it's just a knock and she'll be able to come back on, as she's really been effective and knows how to feed her goal shooter. And even the defense, she was also doing quite well for them. So Tendayo definitely getting worried as to her attacker. But they have a substitute, and hopefully the substitute can just pick up with the other one left.
Irene steps in and takes the shot comfortably.
And there's just a little giggle between the two. In the stands there, the fans just discussing the match. Some of them obviously worried as Uganda is behind, and others obviously happy that Malawi is in front.
Oh yes, and I'm sure every Malawian watching us right now on NBC Sports or NBC2 definitely have a smile on their faces. Hopefully they will carry on with this dynamic performance here at the Dome, at the African Netball Cup. A beautiful pass there by Lwazi that takes it at the top of the circle, feeds it into her shooting goal attack.
So the substitution there by Malawi, after taking Tandi off, Florence Gamuka is coming on at wing attack. That's a replacement they did after the injury. So Florence having to fill a big shoe right there, although tiny but big.
Very big. I think she will be able to keep it calm and cool, and definitely do what she needs to and what is expected from her from the management.
So Uganda is busy crawling back slowly into the match, reducing the deficit. At a time, it was 6 goals the difference. Now it is just 3 goals the difference.
Oh, yes.
And a contact ball there. So this is the time when Uganda can come back in the match.
Are they going to use this turnover into their favor? A feed there to Sherlock from center Margaret. Another beautiful feed there from Irene, taking that throw in and sinks it for Uganda is Sherlock. It's definitely a lovely day 5 here at the Dome. It is the African Netball Cup. Welcome for you that is just joining us. It's the second semi-finals, and definitely these two are on the fight at war. That is for that top spot in the two teams that are going to take the final. And Malawi now leading in the second quarter, hoping and wishing to keep that score as it is, or probably increase on that margin as well. But Uganda is not going to sit back and just watch. So as we see, Uganda is trying to pin down Malawi's attack. I'm trying to just keep them from flowing through the court. Overhead pass there by Loazi.
So it's going to be a tussle there by Bakala and Loazi there in the mid-court. Takondwa Loazi.
Another fight there for a ball, a healthy competition happening between these two, Margaret and Loazi. Both experienced, both wonderful players, both definitely wanting to win. So we will see a lot of hustles and tussles and
Sorry, just maneuvering herself around in that circle from Malawi and ensuring that she keeps the lead where it is, although they have given up the lead slightly, as they had a 6-goal difference, and now they're standing only at a 3-goal difference with a simple mistake.
Another turnover in favor of Uganda, and Uganda has definitely been using those turnovers to their advantage. I'm just trying to close down the margin on the scoreboard, and it's been working for them, and definitely one of the reasons why the management would be feeling more confident in their team with their comeback slowly growing here. And Sherlock just sinking that one at the top of the circle. Did you see that?
She's tall enough to put that ball into the net like a dunk, like a basketball dunk.
Yes, but have you noticed all her shooting angles are mostly close to the pole? She's not much of a far-ranging shooter.
No, she's not, and that is what Malawi needs to now attend to. Make sure they force her wide for them to be able to force her to take the shots from far.
Oh, yes.
But with that height is also a challenge.
It is. And she just doesn't just have a height. She has a strength in her body as well. You can see those legs. It's full of power, so it's not going to be easy to actually draw her to the line of the shooting circle. But now Loazi quickly helping her team there at the shooting end of Malawi.
So Bengo is really also finding it challenging containing those two from Malawi, and the communication between Bengo and Dambo. It has been quite good through the first quarter, but now they need to even step up as Uganda is starting to crawl back into the match with only the difference now. And it's Malawi in center pass, meaning that they still have that advantage of 1 goal.
Oh yes, that is if they are going to use it. Hence, Malawi has been creating uncalled for mistakes and errors there in the shooting half, allowing that is Uganda to narrow that margin. What a beautiful pass there by Loazi, just not getting the intended target, and an easy take there by Margaret there in the shooting half of Malawi.
There's a lot happening in this center third, and the style of defense is man on man, it seems to me, and it's been working for them, and they get another turnover. It's offside call against the goal shooter. Umpire said the goal shooter was offside. Not a lot of time left in the quarter here. Malawi leading 22-21. This one will take them draw. And Mary just about to take them draw. So the score is draw here. It's 22-all in favor of no one.
In favor of no one. With the time ticking down now on the clock, almost the half of this first half. What do you think both these coaches will probably go share with their players as they head into the break?
If I was Coach Nelson, I'll definitely tell my players, look, we've worked hard this quarter. Just maintain the composure and get us back in front. And as for Malawi, I will have to scold my team. You can't give up a 6-goal deficit.
And now you're here.
You're
True.
trailing in the second quarter. So meaning there's a lot that needs to work. In the mid-court, unfortunately, they have an injury where the wing attack went off.
Yes.
And they had to bring on another wing attack. Also making changes like that also somehow disrupts the play. So those are small margins that the coach can still work with. But we're hoping that Tandi, that Tandi is okay, and they can bring her back on, because she was the difference there in front, as they're struggling to get the ball up front now. Lwazi's doing the whole load of work though.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yes, that is the end of the second quarter. It is halftime here at the Dome. The score is 23-23. Malawi and Uganda sharing equal parts of the cake. And we are going to come back after the break to see which of these two teams is going to make it to the final.
Oh yes, that's right. We'll be back with the third and fourth quarter here at the Dome for the African Netball Cup. A fight to the finals. Who is it going to be, Malawi or Uganda? We'll find out on the second half.
The second half of the second semi-final.
Yes, that was exciting netball in the second quarter there, and welcome back. It is the third quarter. The team's returning from halftime now. Incredible netball that happened there in the second quarter with the women's semi-final still up for grabs. But before we dive into the third quarter, let's take a moment and look into the men's final, which promises also to be just as thrilling. That's right. The men's final, South Africa will face off against Eswatini. I can't think of a more exciting matchup. South Africa has been dominant throughout the tournament, showing off their physicality and depth, and both defense and attack. But here we kick off. It is the third quarter. Eswatini also in the final. But right now, it is Malawi versus Uganda, and it's a draw.
What a start to the third quarter here, and the champions quarter, the do-or-die quarter. The quarter that tests, that is your fitness, fatigue, the focus, and where teams force those errors. And hopefully we'll see what happens at the end of this.
Hey, Sharon, let's talk a little bit about the men's final that is happening tomorrow, while we already have teams in the final, which is South Africa and Eswatini.
Very, very, very interesting one. South Africa comes into this final as the clear favorites, and but Eswatini will be no pushover. They've upset the odds before and have nothing to lose. South Africa's power and tactical strength will certainly be tested by Eswatini's fast pace and resilience. So definitely final to watch.
Yes, that's exciting. The final tomorrow between South Africa, defending champions, and Eswatini, the surprise package. But for now, we are looking for the second team at the female section that will make it through to the final. South Africa already through from the first semi-final. And now Eswatini and Malawi having an arm wrestle.
That's right. South Africa definitely showing dominance here at the African Netball Cup, both female and male. But for now, we are fighting here. That is at the female edition. Uganda taking on Malawi. Malawi now leading with one. Uganda now in the shooting circle, passes it over to Sherlock that climbs and gets that ball. First attempt not so successful, but the second one easily taken. Match official just having the word there, making sure that they clean up their play.
Yes, the arm wrestle continues here at the Dome. Everybody needs to show their muscle. Who's the stronger one? Malawi now with the ball, with an opportunity to extend the lead. And Uganda consistently just bringing back that score line to a draw.
Seems like they're playing tennis now. You
yes,
hit, I
definitely.
hit.
They're playing tennis now. It's like ping pong happening here at the Dome.
Just
Both
shows
teams
that both
just
teams.
goal for goal at both ends.
Yeah. Just shows that they're both powerful houses, actually.
Yes, now Malawi has messed up that one. They've not converted that goal, meaning this might cost them. It's their center pass.
Ooh, almost a take there by Lwazi, but her timing just being a little bit off towards the goalkeeper, Mohammed of Uganda. Now Margaret forced to play back. Finding Irene there. Playing it back, feeding it to Sherlock. The goalkeeper of Malawi definitely have to look at another strategy to work around Sherlock, don't you think?
Yes, and finally Malawi losing the grip of the game, and Uganda taking the match now. It's 26-25. Uganda taking the lead for the first time in the match. They have been trailing the whole match, and they have an opportunity to extend their lead to a 2-goal deficit. And Malawi will definitely have to bring it back what they did in the first quarter and shake things up and make sure they get back in this game.
A lot of tumbling happening there, a lot of running, and a beautiful feed there into the shooting circle of Malawi as the goal shooter that was comfortably standing there. Tandai definitely sinking that one, and we see Irene, that is the goal attack of Uganda, just calling for time there. Definitely something happening with her that is not to her liking.
It's worrisome as Irene, one of the experienced players there for Uganda. You know, she's been a soldier for Uganda.
Oh yes, you can see the team doctor just taking her off court here. A quick exchange there between the two there.
So they're putting a replacement on, and they're going to check out Irene. This is a time you wish you had those Chinese needles, man. You poke them and then you're just fine after that.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
no, definitely. But we are hoping for the best for Irene, and the match continues.
Another tumble there with Loazi involved. Definitely a strength of a player there. Just didn't see what exactly happened there. But now the center of Uganda,
seems to have tumbled over
yes.
Loazi.
Ooh, definitely not a good sign for Uganda in this third quarter if they would have to bring off Margaret as well. And the match official just directing them to the right spot of the penalty.
Seems to be a lot of injuries happening here, but she seems to be fine, Bagala, Margaret. She jogged off. I think it was just impact.
Impact. She definitely didn't brace for it.
Yeah. Didn't expect it either.
Team doctor just making sure that all is well there. Master Yala.
All right, they're ordering her to stay off for this one. The ball needs to be scored, and then she'll be returning.
Beautiful climb there
Mary
by
there to
Mary.
score, and now they'll return her on court. She is the center. She needs to take the center pass.
That's right. Now Malawi just not finding each other. Beautiful take there by the win attack of Uganda. Comfortably reading that intercept as well.
So Sharon, they've brought on Shade Nasanga on goal attack for Irene. So the Shade Nasanga is now on goal attack. I can see the team doctor still working on the sideline there against on Irene, hoping to bring her back. But we trust the new player on court, that is Shade.
Oh yes, and Uganda now in a three-ball lead. You can see them hyping and amping up each other to keep the momentum, to keep the focus, to keep the energy, and definitely to stick to the plan. I'm sure they had one when they came back there from the second break, and Sherlock doing what she does best.
Yeah, Margaret seems to be fine now. And Sherlock just getting her rhythm now in the third quarter. She struggled in the first quarter. It's good to see her back on her normal form.
Lovely feed there to Loazi at the pocket.
Tendai just missed that one. How?
Second attempt and she sinks it.
Tendai Masamba.
Now Uganda playing back. Malawi just putting on a little bit of a pressure there in the center half of the court.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there about Malawi, ensuring that Uganda can't have free flow netball happening here.
And definitely also not wanting them to run away with the score, as they are also in the fight to definitely win this game.
So 4 goals the deficit, Malawi center pass. Malawi trailing by 4 goals after leading most of the match. Uganda showing that they are here to play and they want to be in the final.
Loazi again forced to play back as the attack of Malawi just not finding each other. Uganda definitely boxing them into that center of the court, making it way difficult for Malawi to brace through that defense. And now comfortably getting that one is Loazi, again availing herself, feeding it into the Malawian shooting circle. Goal shooter just not comfortable taking that one and playing it back to Loazi at the top of the circle, plays it back to the goal attack, and she takes the shot and sinks it.
Edson Gabi there of Malawi. They won the converted that one. They has been really in good form for Malawi, and even during this game hasn't missed much, and has kept them in the game. Doing quite a lot of work for them, even on defense, as you can see. She and Loazi just combining but there's a little bit of a battle now between Margaret and Loazi. The arm wrestle is even on court.
A healthy battle.
Yeah, definitely.
Shaddai just showing why she stepped into those big shoes of Irene and sinking that one for Uganda. Now Loazi taking that quick center, playing it to the win attack, goal defense. Finding it the goal attack at the top of the circle. They are forced to play back as the pressure of Uganda defense is definitely felt with them with hesitating to give those passes. Now the win attack in the pocket. Feeding it over to the goal shooter again.
Beautiful take there.
Just not comfortable taking those angles.
Yeah, no, definitely. In front of the pole is the most difficult shot, as you can't really see where the hoop ends. That's why most of the shooters prefer to shoot from the side and being able to see where the hoop starts and ends.
Yeah.
So the front shot is quite a difficult shot.
Oh, a penalty retake?
Yes, penalty retake.
So yes, so with less than 6 minutes here into the third quarter of this match, Malawi now trailing behind Uganda, 32 points to 29. Uganda definitely looking like their usual self in this quarter.
Yes, definitely. Uganda stepped up here in the third quarter as it was draw at halftime. Now Uganda taking the lead. A little bit of a seesaw.
This match officials definitely seeing it all on court. And nothing slides past them. They are ready for all of that. A beautiful touch there by the wing defense of Uganda, just allowing Malawi for that throw-in as well.
For those that have just joined us, it is Malawi versus Uganda. Uganda leading 33-30. And we're at the Dome. It's the semi-final, the second semi-final. South Africa winning the first semi-final and booking their place in the final. And right now, Uganda and Malawi are wrestling it out here on the court, trying to find a winner that will join South Africa in the final tomorrow. And then the loser here will face Zimbabwe in the third place playoff.
That's right. And this feels more like a semi-finals compared to the first game. The tally on the scoreboard not so far apart, and you can see actually that both these teams are hungry for that last spot in the final. But who is it gonna be?
Yeah, no, definitely exciting things happening at the Dome. If you're at home, join us. If you're on YouTube, welcome. It's been a week of brilliant netball here at the Dome. Exciting to see how Africa's netball has improved. The competition level, the hosting levels have really improved so much in Africa. Held
Ball Day. And you was talking about rankings just now. I'm thinking about the host nation, Namibia, beating Zimbabwe. That was last night. Does that have any impact on their ranking at the moment?
Yes, definitely. Namibia is going to move up the rankings. I think maybe 1 point we are hoping. But, you know, the rankings are difficult to explain as, you know, you have to participate in a number of tournaments. And then after that, you need to beat certain teams to gain more points. So the higher the ranked team is that you beat, the more points you get.
Right.
And then you also get participation points. So losing also, you lose points. And that is how the ranking system works. So you need to be able to play as many tournaments as possible to stay amongst the top and the elite. And remember, from Africa, you would also want to be in a good ranking. South Africa normally goes through on ranking, and Malawi in the past as well.
That's right.
So hopefully these two teams on the court will improve their rankings so they get an automatic qualifier to the World Cup 2026.
That's right. You heard it there by my co-host Dimi. I'm definitely accompanying you with amazing commentary here at the African Netball Cup. It's a thrilling tournament here, and for the teams that is Namibia and Zambia battling out for 5th and 6th. I'm also looking forward for that one.
A very exciting match, and evenly matched because both of them are very close to each other on the rankings. So it's going to be a battle. The stadium is starting to fill up. Obviously, most of them coming to watch Namibia play, Namibian spectators. But definitely a very good match. And after that, there's also going to be a nice match as well. What do you think about the last one?
You know, I'm so curious. You know, these players have actually come out and shown their absolute strength. And not just for the participation of this tournament, but definitely each one wanting to scoop a win. And Kenya and Swatini definitely not going to sit back. They are going to fight. It's going to be a tough battle, but I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot still happening here at the Dome. If you're at home, put on the pluckies, like we say, you know, flip-flops, and make sure you make your way here to the Dome and come enjoy with us. And if you're not here, feel at home with us. We're going to be your commentators for the rest of the match. Me and Sharon are going to keep you company until the end of this match. But right now, let's continue with the match. It's 38-32, Uganda leading, Malawi trailing. Malawi needing to step up.
I think Sherlock definitely has this first attempt, second attempt, third attempt
That
on
is the
her.
third one.
She never takes the first shot, and it sinks it. I think it's a thing. She has to take that second shot
she
every
needs
now
to
and
enjoy
then.
the ball.
Yes. And I think the rebound is a rebound as well, because she knows she's the tallest in the shooting circle. That's for
definitely the tallest female player at this tournament. Mary Sherlock just showing what she's made of, but overcooked there by Margaret. And she overcooked that pass, giving Malawi the chance to get back in this one. Pull one back from Uganda. The score right now is 39-32.
Loazi just having difficulty playing there with her attacking players to brace through that defense of Uganda. Definitely a tough challenge for them since that is the winner tech. Tandi left the court. But now Loazi making herself available and just making sure that she avails herself.
Yes, that is the end of the third quarter. Malawi is losing grip on this game right now, and Uganda just taking control, cruising now at 39-32. The scoreline, Uganda really stepped up in the third quarter, and Malawi has still one quarter left to make sure they are able to catch up with Uganda. It is the African Netball Cup 2024 edition, the female edition, happening here at the Dome in South Africa, in the beautiful country of Namibia.
What you said. We'll be back, that is, with the last and final quarter to set aside this two as to who will be joining. That is the South African team in the finals. Is it Malawi? Is it Uganda? We'll be back with all of that fun.
Put and support our girls. After this, starting At 4 o'clock, our very own Namibian team.
And yes, that is just Loazi making sure that she ties that knee completely as we are entering. That is the last and final quarter. That is for the second semi-finals of the African Netball Cup here at the beautiful, beautiful coastal town of SWAKOPMUND. And we are finding ourselves at the Dome. It is a very, very electrifying performance here from both teams. I'm trying to secure that spot in the final. And now definitely that is the match official handing over the ball to Loazi as we are up and away. That is for the last and final quarter.
And there it is. Uganda has turned this game on its head after trailing from most of the match. They now lead Malawi 39-32 heading into the final quarter. This is an incredible turnaround from the She-Cranes.
Oh yes, so Uganda's comeback has been nothing short of extraordinary. Their defense stepped up brilliantly, creating crucial turnovers, and their attack have been clinical in converting their opportunities. It's been a complete team effort in this quarter from both teams, that's for sure.
Yes, and the substitutions, we have Grace coming back on wing defense. And then that is for Uganda. And then we have Joyce also coming back on wing attack. That is for Malawi. Seems to me they have recovered from whatever reason they were removed from the field.
Oh yes, sometimes I mean management would just sit and see. We really need you.
And
in this
another turnover there.
Oh yes.
Oh my word.
A quick one, eh?
Mohammed just stepping up there and putting her long arms stretching from Cape to Cairo there in that circle.
A beautiful feed there to Mary Sherlock that just cannot get the control on that ball.
It's hard to move that body.
Oh yes, it was definitely a long reach.
And it was far for her to go for that ball. The taller you get, the more difficult it becomes to move.
That's right, but Sherlock definitely has been showing that it hasn't been so much of a challenge for her because she's comfortably moving throughout that shooting circle.
Well, you can't compare Sherlock and Margaret. Margaret does the running. Sherlock does the standing.
Very true. Now Loazi again making herself available. Finds it at the top of the circle, feeds it into the goal shooter's baseline there. That takes the shot and sinks it in for Malawi.
Well, Malawi is struggling to get to maintain their rhythm. They once dominated and took the lead, which has evaporated. And they need to dig deep now in the final quarter to close this gap. Uganda has all the momentum right now on their side.
Oh yes, it's worth noting though, and that Uganda is facing a major challenge heading into this last 15 minutes. They've lost a couple of key players to injuries and substitutions, which could swing the balance back into Malawi's favor. The game is far from over, but Uganda definitely showing their dominance here in this last quarter as well.
Yes, absolutely. The final quarter is going to be a test for both teams, mental, physical endurance. Uganda has the lead, but can they hold on is the question. Under pressure by Malawi. Malawi will throw everything they have at this stage for a comeback of their own, even if they have to put their bodies on the line. And I know they would do that for their country.
They'll definitely do so. Margaret, easy play center there. Lovely take, feeds it into Sherlock. Plays it back to Margaret, feeds it over the defense of Malawi. Taking that first attempt and not sinking it like most of her attempts.
Now she's saying, you take it, I take the rebound.
That's right. I think that's a perfect way to look at it with her height advantage.
Malawi now needs to be more composed as they take the ball down court.
Just to make sure that they have those accurate passes, get the ball where they actually really intended to go and sink those chances that they get, and she comfortably does so.
As you see, the defense now of Uganda is focusing on the goal shooter, Tendai Masamba. So the two now are actually double tackling the one shooter, leaving the other one open. So Ngabi needs to step up, knowing now that they're busy targeting Masamba. So she needs to now make the shots. She needs to attack and make the shots.
Oh yes.
And imagine that in the third quarter, in the final quarter.
In the last quarter, everything definitely in her hands. All things in her hands. Now she has to carry that shooting circle, as both defenders are definitely targeting one of the shooters. A long pass there, and pocket pass there by the wing attack. Getting that comfortably, playing it back to the transverse line at the top of the circle, finding the goal attack, feeding it into shooting circle, but both defenders of Uganda reading it. Very nice.
Margaret is just taking so many knocks today. And now she's on the ground. Loazi all over Margaret there, or is it Margaret all over Loazi? Not sure which one was which.
On top of each other.
So a whole spaghetti mix up there.
A word there by the match officials to both centers as they are literally fighting it through this semi-finals. Both the centers definitely want to have an impact on the end result of this game.
Getting very physical out here.
Oh yes.
That is the match between Malawi and Uganda.
Very true. But now Uganda just leading with a few points there on the scoreboard. Loazi forced to play back.
Loazi with her signature jump.
Yes, definitely a signature move there.
Tuck jump.
Quickly sinking it is the Malawi goal shooter.
You know, at this point in stage, I would be actually as a coach, I would say, hey guys, slow down. You know, especially for Uganda, slow down, bring the ball game down at the slow tempo, and with your time, take the ball up and go score. Actually eating away at the clock. Although still a lot of time left in this quarter, almost 8 minutes left in this quarter.
Yeah.
We would actually prefer to play it slow if I was a Uganda coach. And then on the other hand, Malawi would want the opposite.
Oh yes, Malawi would definitely want to pick up this pace here and trying to get those turnovers, force those little minute errors. But Uganda definitely looking controlled here. Not really phased by the pressure Malawi is putting on them. And Sherlock again sinking that one for Uganda. You can see that game face. She's definitely ready to head into the finals, don't you think?
Well, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult for them, for Malawi especially, right now, because it's a 7-goal deficit with 8 minutes to go. Not impossible, but against a composed team like Uganda, it's not going to be easy, and missing the ball like they just did now it's just going to make things worse.
Oh yes, they're definitely not using those shots into the advantage. A quick take there, but not successfully getting any of her team players with that touch on the ball. Loazi is stretched there, but just also not her timing not being accurate there.
Margaret and Loazi is just battling it out there.
But they're fierce center players, don't you think?
No, both of them aggressive. Both of them know they need to make sure the other one doesn't dominate them.
I agree.
But both of them definitely very aggressive. And it's been a physical battle between the two.
Another tumble there as you see the bench of Malawi just not happy with that one. But the goal attack of Malawi back on the feet and ready to take on this last minutes of the match.
Mohammed taking that one day. Mohammed has been solid, hey, for Uganda there at the back. Doing a lot of work for Uganda there at the back.
Time ticking away while the right penalty spot taken. As you see there in the back of the court now, the crowd definitely increasing with numbers slowly but surely. That is because the host Namibia, the Desert Jewels, will be playing. That is for the 5th and the 6th position here against Zambia.
Yes, Namibia playing against Zambia after a very dramatic end to their pool stages. Although winning, they needed to win by 6 goals. Didn't manage, they only won by 1 goal deficit. So it's sad, but also happy moments. You can see they did do everything they could to beat Zimbabwe yesterday in that thrilling encounter. And then obviously Zambia also struggled against Malawi.
That's
and,
right.
Not able to get over that hurdle. So it's going to be an exciting match between the two neighbors. Seems to me the neighbors don't like each other. You must like your neighbor.
Neighbor, you should love your neighbor. Sending it there to Sherlock that climbs and on the first try, sinks it in comfortably. A tactical change there by the Malawi bench, definitely trying to bring in fresh legs for the remainder of this 5 minutes of the game.
It looks like they've removed Tendai. Samba.
Fide. Loazi making herself available again at the top of the circle.
Always available. Hopefully the new changes they've done is going to work for them.
Sinks it in.
Very hard to get into the match at this stage, you know, and just have to flow already and start scoring, especially for shooting. So the goal shooter.
Lovely feed there by the Malawian players, but a cute and efficient take there by the wing defense of Uganda. That is Gloria, definitely making her presence felt there in the midcourt. What a beautiful take.
You know, Nancy, the goal shooter that just came on, has so much work to do because now she needs to get in the game. There's 3 minutes left on the shot clock. She did the first shot, but she needs to adjust and see and feel the defenders and so on. So it's so difficult coming in on the last minute. That is Nancy Molambo.
Uganda finding the wing attack.
And the wing attack of Uganda, the replacement that came on is Mercy.
Mercy definitely showing some fierce power in the first seconds of her entrance on court.
Batamuliza. Nancy Batamuliza coming on wing attack for Uganda and already making a massive impact as off the bench.
And I think that is what you're supposed to do when you're on the bench, is read the game. So when the team coach actually tells you to go do A and B, you already have a vision of...
But sharing the plan doesn't always work.
It doesn't
out.
always
You're
work,
saying
but
you're going
maybe
to give 5
sometimes.
interceptions, you're going to catch 5 balls and do whatever. Once you get in the game, it's a whole different ball game in there.
Very true.
And you have to adjust in the game, and that is what these players have to do at their level,
Lovely
at
take.
international level. And
Oh,
Nancy
Nancy.
converting that one.
Oh, yeah.
Very confident, though,
Oh,
under
yes.
the pole, I must say.
Oh yes, with the Nancy, she actually started a few of their previous games alongside Ethel, the goal attack. So quite of a upset from my end. She only coming in this fourth quarter, as I have seen her being a very, very consistent and actually a composed, calm player. But the team management definitely knows best.
Yeah, no, definitely some changes, but we don't know. Every coach has his own idea of the match, and you can't blame a coach when it doesn't work out, because you're happy when it works out.
Exactly. And when we win, when they win, when anybody wins, it's always okay. But once the lose come in, that is where we have all the complaints and problems and issues. But I mean, when there's a win, we are all happy.
Yes, the Desert Jewels of Namibia will be after this on your screen, playing against, that is the neighbor Zambia in a 5th and 6th place playoff. That will happen immediately after this match. So still exciting netball happening here, and the build up to the final. The winner here will go to the final. Right now as it stands, it looks like Uganda will clinch this one. Still a few minutes. Unless Malawi can come back and clinch this one, but a lot of time has gone by, so not enough time left anymore for Malawi. 1 minute on the clock. And as you can see, Uganda just bringing down the game, playing a lot of passes to kill time.
Oh yes, and
very good tactic there.
Yeah.
And then a long ball for Mary Sherlock.
Beautifully played there by Malawi. Definitely a round of applause there from the bench of Uganda. A team well done from Uganda. I mean, coming back from behind for 2 quarters and now dominating the 3rd and the 4th. Definitely something to be proud of, not just for the team management, but also for the players on court, definitely doing this amazing work here. And for all the fans in the crowd and the fans watching us now on NBC Sports and NBC2, it is the African Netball Cup. So much more to come your way. Beautiful netball being played here, as you see Loazi storming down that center third of the court. But a beautiful take there again by the goal attack of Uganda. Easily and composedly taking that intercept. That was effortless.
Yes, definitely. Uganda hitting the half century. That is 50. About to break that half century. And Malawi trailing by 8 goals with a score of 42.
Sherlock sinks it in.
9 goals the difference. And time is almost up. And Malawi not going to be able to bring back this game at this stage of the game. The composure and again a warning.
A warning given there by the match official. Elisna van der Beek definitely not playing with too much aggressiveness there in the shooting circle, as her mandate is definitely to make sure that all players are safe and making sure that all is well. And that brings us to the end of the semi-finals. Uganda progressing to the finals.
Yes, as you heard there, Uganda going through to the finals, and Malawi unfortunately couldn't manage to get through that hurdle of Uganda. But definitely it was an exciting match here at the Dome. And the final tomorrow is going to be a cracker of a match where Uganda will take on South Africa. But the next match, also another exciting match where Namibia, the host, will be taking on, that is their neighbor, Zambia, in a very exciting 5th and 6th place playoff. We will be back shortly after this commercial break.
Stretch your legs and come back for some more action-packed netball. It is, of course, the 2024 African Netball Cup coming to you from the MTC Dome in SWAKOPMUND, proudly sponsored by NETBALL and the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Services.
Second semi-final done and dusted and in the bag for Uganda. Unlucky day for Malawi at the very end. You guys played so well, especially in those first two quarters. Talk to us about the match against Uganda.
Yeah, I think the girls started so well, first quarter and second quarter, and we lost consistency in the third quarter. I would just congratulate the Ugandan girls for playing so well and winning the game.
So you guys will be taking on Zimbabwe tomorrow in the third and fourth playoff. What's the goal for you guys?
Yeah, we can't underrate them. You know how Zimbabwe has been playing, how they have been playing this tournament. We just need to go. We just need to take them hard, and we'll go and see how we can take them on.
Best of luck for that match tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, the captain of Malawi having a chat with us about what exactly transpired in that game against Uganda. Now, talking about Uganda, I am joined now by the captain of Uganda. Congratulations, you find yourself in the final taking on South Africa tomorrow.
Yeah, of course, the game was so tense, but still we couldn't give up. As I told you earlier on, in each game, we always keep on learning each and everything. Once when we lose, we always get lots of lessons, which we always keep on applying in the next games. That's why at least we have managed to beat Malawi in a big range. Come tomorrow, I know South Africa is always scared of Uganda, and that's when it's going to be our win.
What are some of the things that you think you can bring to the table against the South Africans for tomorrow's fixture?
Yeah, of course, South Africa knows that Uganda is a hard team as usual. We have a different way of playing, which I think is very hard for them to manage. And I know our skills are always very different. Let me say the whole of Africa. I can even say entire world. It's always very hard for people to get to understand how Uganda plays. That's why we always come as champions in each and every tournament we have around.
Is that the aim for you guys tomorrow, to be crowned as champions?
Yeah, of course, that is our first goal. Since we came here, that was our first mission. We are not here just to cheer around or just to show off, but still what we came to do is to win the championship and go back as number one.
Sound very confident, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you tomorrow for that final.
Thank you.
There you have it. Of course, locked and loaded is South Africa versus Uganda in the Netball Africa Cup final for tomorrow. So make sure you do stick to tune to MBC to catch all of that action. Of course, after this, it's going to be Zambia taking on our very own Desert Jewels. Don't move your feet.